No cap, bro. We got this. There it is, boys. There it is. This is endgame. Alright, got the lights configured. Hopefully the audio comes out good for this one. If it doesn't, I'll do a voiceover. But otherwise, it should be fine. I'll put myself on do not disturb like the one person requested because he hates the vibration, and I still have not purchased a real camera. But we'll set this to do not disturb for about 2 hours. That's probably all I need. I think it's good. I think you can see everything. And then obviously, you know, test bench in the closet as usual until we get a better test bench. Okay, this is pretty much it. This is it. This is the pinnacle. And we can't go higher from here. I didn't record myself before, but I got a 360 rad for my CPU. So for my 5950X, we're gonna see how high that thing can boost. I have 3 NFA 12x25s on my CPU, and I don't have 3 NFA 12x25s on this rad yet. It's on the way because they're sold out everywhere. I got scissors because I don't know where my blade is, so we're gonna use kindergartner safety scissors. And now, officially now, we are beginning the unboxing. So fast forward, or I'll set a timestamp for the people that go, hey man, you wasted my time. I mean, look bro, I apologize, you can leave. So we got the one big seal right here. Hopefully it's visible. Just a big box with seal over here, so I guess it just slides off top. I've never got a Kingpin before. This is my first time. I never thought I'd reach this level of the big boys, the big league. This is major leagues, boys. This is the major leagues. It says Kingpin. Says the GeForce 3090 RTX 3090 Kingpin continues the dominant legacy of its predecessors, and once again defines the pinnacle of overclocking engineering and performance. And then signed by Vince, NVIDIA RTX 3090, and then it says, you know, architecture, and then ray tracing DLSS. So we'll check out this box. It's like the size of like a console box. It's like crazy how big it is. Nothing on there either. Serial numbers at the top. That's not for you guys, that's for me. Yeah, it just says Kingpin again. It says scan for more information. I'll probably have to download some app. Precision X. If you want to overclock it harder, you need like the EVGA classified whatever software, and nothing on this end anyway. Cut this part open right here. I want to do it cleanly, but it's gonna come out really ugly. Oh my bad. I really should have just got a blade. We'll get better scissors. These toddler scissors are not working out well. All right, we got real scissors. Drive by. Yeah, it's still an ugly cut, but it's fine. It's fine. The box just gotta get open. That's all we gotta do here. Cut this end. If I had like 3 cameras, you get some better angles, but we don't. This thing is like the size of those Halo 3 limited edition where they give the Master Chief helmet, the Xbox 360. It's a massive box, dude. Whoa, there it is. So this box goes over here. I'm not sure if I just pulled these diaper things off. It's plastic. Come on, slide out. Alright, here we are. Now just gently, I'll place it over here. Pressing on one of the keyboard keys is why it's lighting up. I do want to put this back properly later on. I also do want to take it out properly. Alright, so this part came off. GPU is on this side. Wow, the copper heatsink actually looks way better than you'd think it'd look. Wow. Let's see if I can get a good angle. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll take a photo like that. That's what it looks like. How big it is it? That's my hand. Actually, let's see my whole hand. My whole hand from here to here is like 8 inches, so probably like 12 inches. I've never purchased a GPU with a AIO attached to it. That's why I'm not really too familiar with how this packaging works. The styrofoam, whatever they're using, is almost exactly the same as the Asus Strix packaging, and obviously the same as the FTW3. But yeah, I'm just not used to this whole tubing thing being like this. So I'm gonna gently place this over here. I should be able to just lift this out, and I know this is a terrible job of trying to have everything in frame and also visible. I understand that. I've never unboxed this before, so this is the first time. So I'm gonna put the bottom of the box on the floor, so I can do this part easily when I pack it up properly. This is the 360 rad, and those are the EVGA fans. Those do a good job at static pressure, but noise level wise, they're obviously worse than the NFA 12x25s. I don't know at max performance, but all I know is at max performance, those things are probably really loud as well. This is probably the best thing I can get without having to do a custom loop myself, which is pretty cool. They probably use an Asus AIO for the pump, because you know, it's an AIO. There's a little EVGA thing in here. Let's see if it's like the Strix where it comes with like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Any goodies in here? I got like cable tie, like literally just one cable tie actually. Oh, this is the thing gamers and Nexus use, the little for your own monitoring. That's pretty cool. My own little EVGA badge. Not gonna put that on anything. Important notice, how to mount it properly. That's cool. They said don't put the rad below the pump. Gamers Nexus video. Pump should be below. The rad should be high, so air bubbles get in the pump. Anyway, and then there is the little Kingpin Edition OC guide. And then in here, this is something that, I don't know if somebody's talked about it. I have no idea. But right here, you can see the Kingpin. And notice how it talks about how you can edit the memory voltages on the hydrocopper water cooling and the liquid nitrogen. Obviously, you know, you can make it go more. I don't know if it clarifies about the dip switches on here. I'm not seeing it. Probably it does somewhere, but yeah, there is dip switches. So I know that I've contacted them. They said that if I do the 1000-watt BIOS, then I do void the warranty. But if you do the stock LN2 BIOS, you get 520 watts. If you do the OC BIOS, I believe it's 480, and then the stock is 450. Yeah, I might have to double check those numbers. Anyway, I thought it was cool that you might be able to hit higher memory clocks because you can actually edit the memory voltage. I spent a lot of time on that. I just wanted to emphasize that point. Obviously, this should be hitting higher clocks in my Strix. My Strix, based off wherever it begins, which I don't remember, it did plus 160 for my cousin without any issues. Oh, I got so excited. They gave a coupon for 20% off their streaming thing, which I'm not going to use. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then it's just a little EVGA installation guide, you know, how to install. But yeah, everybody knows how to do that. And we're going to put all of this back in here and the little Willy Wonka 20% off ticket. I'm not sure if that thing uses a USB port or a PCIe slot because I'm ITX. I don't even have an extra PCIe slot. I don't have more than 2 M.2 ports, so I can't even do a M.2 the PCIe slot. What I am interested to see is how much quieter this is at 480 watts or 520 watts versus the Asus Strix. The Asus Strix was able to dissipate 480 watts, max overclocked when I was playing Cyberpunk. You have to watch your overclocks when you're playing, you know, those games with RTX and DLSS because you could have a stable overclock in a synthetic, you know, 3D Mark or Time Spy or whatever they are. But once you try to do an undervolt, like a lot of people in ITX, it'll work in Rainbow Six Siege or it'll work in, you know, some non-RTX game. The second you load up Watch Dogs Legion or you load up Cyberpunk with ray tracing and DLSS, all of a sudden you realize your undervolt is unstable. Definitely something funky there. The main reason that I hate undervolting is every single time I have MSI Afterburner apply these settings at startup, it will not register. I have to literally go in manually every time I boot up my computer, click my undervolt profile and hit check. I have to select it and hit check apply every time I boot or reboot my PC. I have no issues at all when using the overclock profile for any of the graphics cards I've had over the past like 3 years or whatever. My PC will boot and it will apply the overclock profile, but undervolt does not apply. Honestly, it's just not worth it. Things need to be automated in your life. Your gear has to work for you. If it doesn't, it's garbage. People buy Philips Hue lights because you can sync it to your alarm clock. If I have those little Fitbit bands or whatever, or a Xiaomi Mi band, because that's like 25 bucks versus a Fitbit band or a scam, because you can buy like 5 Xiaomi Mi bands every single year for 5 years versus one. It's not worth it. I have that synced to vibrate for when I have to wake up, and then I have that synced with my Philips Hue lights, and I have blackout curtains. So it mimics a sunrise and I gently wake up rather than abruptly hearing a tactical nuke is inbound and I need to escape and break out of the house because I have cortisol at 300% blasting through my veins. The proper way to wake up is calmly. I give myself enough time. Properly wake up, have breakfast, stretch, yoga, you meditate. You get a chance to look at your emails and everything. It's nice. It's very nice to wake up calm versus I need to run, get there in time to work, traffic, commute, or whatever. That's off top. We're here for the Kingpin. I'm going to take these little plastic things off. I am glad that the fans are already installed. I was going to order Arctic P12 fans. I need 6 of them so they match for my other CPU. Maybe I'll order them. I know I save a lot more money versus buying NF A12 X25s. I know some people hate the brown. Obviously, $30 each fan and they're brown. People don't like the aesthetic. We're here for the performance and the noise level. But the P12 is the main con. People say is the motor at like 1,000 RPM. It's not unbearable, but it's not perfect. And then if you have money and you want perfect, it might as well. I'll probably get one later after I install the NF A12 X25s because for some reason they were sold out. I didn't want to pay like a little bit more on eBay. I think they were going for like 50 bucks for each one, and I already have 3. Luckily, I didn't sell any of them. If the Chromax NFA12 X25s actually do release, then I'll probably get them and then sell off my brown ones. But for now, I just want it to work. I want it to be perfect. I even ordered 3 singular 8 pins for this GPU. Once I'm setting it up, I'll explain why the daisy chain has issues. Attention, electrostatic sensitive area. Do not touch without proper electrostatic safety equipment. Yeah, make sure you're grounded. Let's take this out. Oh, there's plastic on everything. You have a little rubber here. You gotta obviously take that off. Serial number, a little OLED, little television. So I'm gonna take off this plastic on the back. I don't think the water block for this is out yet. I don't plan on doing a loop. That's why I'm not, 100% on the blocks main. Now, what would be interesting is if this card, you need two of the same cards to do NVLink, but it would be interesting if the FTW3 or the XC3 or one of those could line up their NVLink connectors, even though they're not the same card, because I have no idea in the world how somebody's gonna get two Kingpins, because it's an EVGA Elite member exclusive for one person. I guess you gotta go on eBay and buy them. Here's the back, the IO shield part. Obviously gonna take this off. The one downgrade to this versus my Strix, I have no need for the dual HDMI 2.1s on the Strix, because there's no 4K 144 hertz like 4000 zones, HDMI 2.1 monitor, so there's no point. Doesn't really matter yet. Now if things change, then I already have one HDMI 2.1 port being taken up by my LG CX, so then unfortunately I would be in an awkward predicament. I would have to use DSC and with DisplayPort 1.4, and maybe I don't notice the compression, but if I notice the compression, I'm gonna be upset. So it's just nice that you have full bandwidth. So the backplate on this feels nice. Definitely feels better than the For the Win 3 Ultras. This one is nice. There's no duck lips. My For the Win 3 Ultra has duck lips. Take this off. Before somebody says like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why are you talking so weird? It's like midnight and I waited like all day to do this, so kind of tired. I do want to get this done at least, so tomorrow I can just set it up and use it. I'll probably run like one benchmark and at least be like, oh, it turned on. I like the card. I want to hear at least how does it sound at stock. At least set it up on my PC. Doing everything else, I got time. I mean, at least I want to hold it. I was waiting a while to get this, so I'm happy. Everything's off of it now. I don't know why the fans are so glossy, like they've been polished with flitz or something. Here you go, PCIe slot, the back of it. You can see the copper heatsinks inside it. Kingpin, you see the font. It says NVLink over here. That's the little OLED television screen. Here's the dip switches. Those are really small, actually. I thought they'd be a little bit bigger. You have two vents on this side, little sticker, so they know that I opened it. Obviously, they still included that duck lip design, but it's black on this one. You guys probably saw on my For the Win 3 Ultra, it's red. It's got the clown lips. So you have the 3 8 pins on the side, so that's nice. It's cleaner. EVGA. I'll probably explain it later when I read the manual. And then an external fan header. Now you can see the massive copper heat sinks, and you have just one big fan, blowing. It's nice, man. It's a true 2-slot card. If you wanted to put this in your ITX case or whatever, you could. The tubing allows for it. I am specifically speaking in a way where I'm not saying what case I'm putting this into, because I want that to be a surprise. Because I found an ITX case that can fit my setup. I'm excited. I don't have power supplies big enough to push these max, so I have to use 2 power supplies. Separate power supply for the GPU, and separate power supply for my CPU motherboard, the AIO, my 2 NVMEs, SATA for the pump. Obviously, Ryzen isn't gonna pull 5950X, doesn't pull like whatever power draw. Like, it's not even gonna do anything. It's not like it's Intel or something. That I'm not really concerned about. I have enough headroom on this one with that 750 watt power supply to allow this to pull the 520 watts it pulls. If it pulls more, I have no idea. I've seen Igor's Labs ampere power spikes, little charts. We'll see. I don't have a watt meter. Do something kind of ghetto. I just kind of use my UPS that it's hooked up to, and I see how many watts that one is pulling and what the power usage looks like on there. I mean, I still got a number. I mean, even if it's inaccurate because it's including my monitor and then whatever else is connected to that specifically, but if I still am looking at like what is the load, and then once I load up games and stuff and the load after, I mean, I still have numbers, but it's not super accurate. Yeah, I'm gonna move over and start installing this. All right, I understand that this test bench looks absolutely atrocious. I understand, bro. It's probably honestly disrespectful to the hardware I'm using. I just need about a week, man, and I'll have a new case, hopefully. It was delayed, and that'll be a much better test bench, okay? Much better, I promise. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna have this SFX power supply be specifically for the GPU, and then I'm gonna have CPU and everything else, remember, powered off my other power supply that I have. 4-pin, we can hook it up, so you can go mustard, ketchup. Alright, this is dubbing from March 15th, 2021. video was recorded on December 18th, 2020. So I was trying to run 2 power supplies so I didn't hit a power limit. And the reason why this didn't work, long story short, I know now. You have to put a paper clip in the 24-pin connector to trick the power supply to start up. You can buy a little adapter off Amazon to do it, but I didn't know. Now I know. So what you see me doing is trying to hook up the power supply, Corsair one, to the GPU and try to power it without doing that. Didn't work. And then I tried to short it to start it. It didn't work with the Corsair one at all. Those holes aren't there in the 24-pin connector. And then I was able to do it perfectly fine on the Gigabyte. So you'll see that in a follow video. But I didn't want to redo the dubbing from the beginning because I was like super passionate about getting the best card. These are the specs. How much more does a 3090 scale or ampere scale with higher power limit? I think the beginning part of the video is good. This part at the end, you're not going to see it running. I couldn't get it to work, and I was super stressed because I wanted to do this before going to bed. I started recording this at midnight. I don't even know how long I was up trying to get this to work. But then I asked a friend and he said, hey, dude, the second power supply isn't going to start up unless you short it. So, paperclip method. Anyway, thank you for watching. Look forward to part 2 where there's actual numbers. Bye-bye.